Hi, everyone.
Hi, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today.
Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Hello, hello. Well, Mr. O,
Yes.
how come you're not wearing your cat scarf today?
Oh, because I'm wearing this other one?
Yeah.
Well, it's like that part of me that maybe it's like a woman. I don't want to wear the same thing more than once.
Twice.
Twice.
I have no problem with that as a woman, by the way. So, but anyway, whatever. One of the things we want to tell you all right away. Hey, Casey, Gina, welcome.
Hi,
Violet
Gina. Hi,
Ann,
Casey.
all of
Hi,
you.
Violet Ann. Hi,
Monty,
Monty.
Merwin,
Hi, everyone.
Angel Mary,
Merwin.
K-Dash, Pretty Star. You know, I just want to say we're just going to get this out right now. Next door is a graduation party today. And you know how things are here. They can't have big gatherings, and we had cars beeping out front already. We had some loud music playing. So we suspect that might happen again, and we're going to try to get through our stream today. Hopefully that won't be too disruptive, but we'll see how it goes.
We actually considered moving temporarily to another room, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden it sounded louder in that room.
Because everybody was coming through the front parading. So I really think it's great, that we're able to carry on and try to celebrate these milestones through these difficult times. So, cutting some slack here. And it is what it is. It's summer. And we live in a condo. So that's kind of the nature of the beast. And let me get this list caught up here. I know after Violet Ann came Gina and then KC.
And I'm going to remind everybody that you just dropped not one, but two new soul stories on our YouTube channel.
That's right.
Dream a Little Dream, which is number 5, if you're counting. And then, what do we call it? A Turning Point, the year that changed everything, and that one's number 6.
It was kind of hard for me to come up with a name for that one somehow. I don't know why. But
I'm very proud of you and those stories. Those stories are absolutely wonderful, especially number 6.
Well, I also like the dream one because the dream one really reflects a lot of my family there because they were, really into their dreams and how to interpret them. And yeah, they relied on a lot of goofy books, but they had their own way of interpreting things too that was unique to them. And I learned a lot from them, and serves me well today. So I'm bringing out my father's picture again because this was his death day, May 23rd. I was 10 years old when I lost him, and I remember him this week in particular because Memorial Day is falling right after it, and he was somebody who always marched proudly in the parades, honoring his war service in the military.
He was a very handsome and mysterious Scorpio in certain ways.
He certainly was. There's things I don't know. My brother might have known more, and now he's taken that to his grave, about his war service. But I do know that he worked under some kind of counterintelligence, that he was looking for war criminals. His major part was towards the end of the war. And he spoke 5 languages fluently, so very bright man. And he was very useful, to the U.S. government. So I think that's what he did, but I don't know a lot other than that. I know he had a phony passport, though. So that must mean something in regards to what he was doing with the military. And at any rate, very intriguing, but a very gentle soul if you knew him. He loved to make people laugh. Does that sound familiar? I think that's the part of him that's me. So. Uh-oh, you can't hear?
Huh.
Is that true? Can you guys hear me?
Our mic seems to be working. Who said that? I'm just not
I thought it
seeing
was Gina, but maybe it was about something else. I guess they're hearing me because they heard some of that. Are you guys hearing us?
If you cannot hear us, well, what? Then you won't hear us.
Nobody's saying anything. I can hear you. Okay. Flower Love has joined us. Welcome, Flower Love. Ah,
Yeah, check your connections, I guess. Well, I guess you can't hear me to tell you that.
okay. So that was that. Also, now that I've got a big enough group here, I just wanted to say at the last stream, I gave a shout out to one of my fellow Twitter followers who does a lot of tarot stuff on their own, and that person's name is Papa Squirrel. And Papa Squirrel is really great for what he does. He's got videos out there on YouTube that you should check out. He reviews a lot of decks, he unboxes a lot of unique decks, and has just a lot of cool tarot content. I've really enjoyed his unboxings and some of his best ofs. He does best hits of the decks that he owns. He introduces me to a lot of indie decks I haven't seen before. So if you're into that and you want to explore tarot decks you may not have seen before or know about, check out Papa Squirrel. And I'm going to put his thing right up here. Maybe we can show it a little bit there. Does it show? Yeah. So he's on Twitter. He has his own website. And check out his YouTube channel. Type in Papa Squirrel and you should be able to find him. And great stuff, great content, great stuff. Glad you've gotten to know him. And he is an Aries who shares my birthday. So what's not to like there?
Bam!
Bam!
Do we have any other announcements?
Well, we are going to come out very, very... Oh, wait, Himani has great news to share. Woohoo!
Wow, well, thank you,
That
Himani.
is awesome. Way to go. Congrats.
Thank you. We are giving you major congratulations. Very
Yeah.
good luck to you.
So, we do want to announce something. We are going to be coming out with another video possibly this week, and it will be another follow-up to the coronavirus. We're going to be focusing on some concerns in the United States. And as always, we're going to try to keep it as objective as possible and just see what the cards tell us. Of course, it's for entertainment purposes only. I always instruct people to go to the CDC and other reputable, sources of information if you need real information on the coronavirus. But if you want some predictive ideas and fun with us showing what the tarot has to say about it, check out our video when we release it.
Glad you got that fixed, Gina. But I'm a Scorpio, so I want you to share your pain.
What?
Like, what was the daw?
Oh, I see what went wrong.
I'm so rude. But I do it in a kind of charming way, so you can't be too mad. So
I see Libra Cusp has joined us too. I'll get you on, Libra. The list is long. We're going to get going, but I have cards for the collective today. I'm going to be using something I brought out. I haven't used very often, and I really don't know why. It is Barbara Moore's Destiny Portal, and more importantly, the artwork. Well, I like Barbara Moore, don't get me wrong, but the artwork is by Jessica Galbraith, and I have a lot of Jessica Galbraith's artwork. We met her at a number of pagan festivals and things like that. I bought a lot of things for the wall. Our library has a lot of her artwork on it. It's just beautiful.
Great artist and very, very friendly and nice to us.
And very nice, yeah. Have some coffee mugs with the artwork on it.
Well, good for you, Gina. Glad you figured it
The
out.
mute button. Oops.
Sometimes the mute button can be your best friend.
That is true. And sometimes we forget to put it on when we should.
So, what do we got? Oh, you're doing the spirit card.
I'm going to have you pull one out. It's read upright, so it doesn't matter.
Ooh.
What's that?
White magic.
Ooh.
Not to be confused with redneck.
Stop it, Mr. O. Anyway, let's see. White magic is going to be at the end. W, Barb. All right. Here we are. There are times when our focus is on getting things done, and our energy, if it were a color, would be red, yellow, or orange. Sometimes we are growing or nurturing something, and our energy would be green. When we are in pain or mourning, we may say we're feeling blue, but our energy would look black. If love is filling our lives, then pink is the color of the day. Magic isn't really colored, but colors are associated with magic and do have power. How do we use white magic or energy? Many people associate it with peace when we need healing, be it physical, spiritual, mental, or emotional. Depending on the severity of your pain, the services of a professional may be called for, not an oracle, no matter how otherwise useful said oracle might be. That said, there are cases where you can find healing, peace, and comfort on your own or from those close to you. Also, there are times when you will be called on to provide healing or restore harmony. Here's the oracle's message. You or someone you care about may be in pain. This card brings with it the power and promise of healing and peace. However dark and uncomfortable it has been, a soothing, gentler time approaches. This card also represents you in the role of healer or peacemaker. This card also represents you. Oh, I'm repeating it. Sorry.
It's so good you have to hear it twice.
If you find yourself called to help someone else, answer that call. If you focus on the center of white magic within your soul, you'll be able to make a difference in someone's life.
Hi, Avinash, and we can put you on the list, so we're going to add you right now, and thank you for joining us.
And I'm going to go over the list in just a minute. Mr. O is going to tell us what cards he has for today.
Yes, I have my usual 3 decks, maybe a slight variation. I have the Navigator's Tarot of the Mystic Sea, and that's the Chariot I'm showing there. Kind of a pretty card. I also have my Karma Music Tarot, which are those unusual ones. And this one
He likes reading with them lately.
I just like the colors and their odd imagery. And that's Justice from that deck.
And
then finally, I used this the other night too, and I think Angel Rivera asked about him. The Crow's Magic Tarot, and that's the 9 of Swords from that deck. Alrighty, and you?
And me, well, a little of the same from last time too. I'm using my, well, that's the 7 of Wands, my Tarot of Dreams from Cyril Marchetti, which is another deck I love. And then I have The Everyday Witch's Tarot by Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Alba, who does the great artwork. Very whimsical, but yet has a real nice depth to it as well. I enjoy reading
If
with
today
them.
is a day, then every day is a witch.
Everyday Witch Tarot. And I'm also playing with this one lately. I don't usually do much with like black and white or silhouette kind of decks, but I'm using the Spirit Within Tarot, and that is by Stephen Bright. And I really like it. It kind of calls to me a little bit here. And finally, of course, we have the Lenormand, the Healing Light Lenormand by Christopher Butler, which I have been using recently as well. I am going to be getting some more Lenormand decks soon. I have discovered Game Crafter thanks to one of my Twitter folks, and there's an awful lot of cool stuff there. I'm seriously thinking about getting the Rock and Roll Tarot just because it's colorful and pretty cool. That shouldn't come as any surprise to anybody who knows me. So, we ready to go? I see Sassy has joined us.
Yes, Sassy is
Welcome,
here.
Sassy. As much as I tried to block off the area from cats, you know the cats will come. All right, here's our list as we have it. So Pretty Star came in first, and then Angel Mary, K Dash, Merwin, Himani, Violet Ann. I'm going to catch that Aries thing later, Violet Ann. I'm on it. Gina, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, and Avinash.
All right. So whose deck's first?
How about me?
Okay, so what was that? Happy?
Pretty Star. Hey,
Pretty
Pretty Star,
Star.
welcome.
Pretty Star, welcome. And we can give a general reading or a simple question.
We'll wait on Pretty Star.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see what we get.
The personality of the husband. The future husband. Hello there.
Yes, thanks everybody who has so far watched my Soul Stories videos. I'll probably send another reminder out. It's rare we do 2 like that at once, but
You are backed up.
I fell a little behind. So I have to get back on it. And I'm caught up now. Next one will be a ghost story. Starring one of my aunts. She was not the ghost, I will say that.
That was to come later.
That could have.
Or it could have.
But I have not had that experience.
Well, I know one of your aunts had something going on, but we think
And
it
you
was...
know the funny thing about that, now that you
poltergeist.
mention it, she's one of the relatives I have not dreamt about.
Are you talking about Mary?
Nope. The ghost story?
Eleanor.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, we're trying something new yet again to get around the cats. We're going to see if it works.
It has already failed.
Okay. Well, we have the Page of Cups upright. We have the Ace of Wands reversed, and we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So what does this tell me about personality here a little bit? Well, you know, we've got 2 wands here. One is upright, one is reversed. It seems to me like they might, one of 2 things comes to mind for me. It might be somebody who travels a lot for their job. Or it's somebody who's always starting something new. Maybe they're not set on a particular path of employment. Or maybe they're an entrepreneur who's always doing, got their hands in something new. The problem with it is I sense there's some instability. Like there might be some false starts there with their employment. And also that... looking at that Two of Pentacles reversed, they're constantly trying to keep a balance, between their work, regular life balance, work, personal life balance.
This is pretty much what I see. The wands make me feel that the person is a motivated person, an energizing, attractive individual, possibly involved in starting a business or being involved in networking. I think that they're currently having some of their plans put on delay, but that's everybody right now, I suppose. And I agree with Banshee that I do feel that they may be like an ambitious sort, and they really do try to handle more than they can sometimes. So they're very ambitious. So this person may, sometimes really be more dedicated to their job than some other things, but it's not acting like it's not, a good person.
Gonna interrupt briefly. Brucey girl, I see your concerns. We must have missed you. Sorry. So I see where you came in. It looks like you came in between Gina and KC.
Oh, we're sorry about that, Brucey girl.
Yeah. So I think I've got it. And that's where I've got you. If I see you any earlier, I will adjust it, but I think that's where you came in. Thank you for letting me know.
Yes, we appreciate that. So I think that this future person is a capable business person who is just working through their situations, and that there may be a tendency to work longer hours at the office or be married to their job kind of thing. But I don't think that they're a bad person, of course, at all.
A lot of this wand energy seems to indicate to me that it might be a fire sign. And, it might be somebody younger than you, but not by a lot necessarily. Just somebody either younger than you age-wise or maybe in spirit. And I don't mean that in an immature sort of way. So that's what we have there. Let me throw some Lenormand for you. I thought if I put this out here, my cards, that it could block the cats, but no.
She is really wanting the attention. Look at her. She's
And you
just
know what? That's going to make me want to move this back down. Maybe at the break between readings, I'll do that.
What, that?
Yeah. I think the person will be, again, do you see anything at all indicated here, Mr. O, about their emotional personality? While I'm shuffling?
Need a cough drop.
Okay.
I don't see anything personal,
Yeah. Oh, you mean emotional? Yeah.
personally emotional
Oh,
about that.
okay. Okay. Other than the fact is they put their heart into their projects.
Yeah, I
feel.
see that. And like I said, I think that maybe they're just really dedicated to getting ahead in business. So that could at times make them seem like a cold fish, but I don't really feel that from these cards.
Well, I think I'm looking at this and trying to think this was about this person, but it looks like you came up in the reading. So I'm wondering here if, this is just indicating that, maybe this could be a long term or a relationship that you could really grow into.
Yes, it seems to me like whether or not it moves towards a marriage on anyone's particular timetable, it does seem like there's a lot of longevity involved in the relationship as far as I can tell.
The other thing is, this is the, I'm sorry, this is the tree and the, well, your card, by the way, the significator. So I'm thinking that, it just really does indicate, too, that maybe this relationship might seem to go off to a slower start and it's something that grows deeper in time. Kind of getting that vibe off of this.
All right.
And that's what we have for you. I hope that helps. We are going to move on. Okay, so that was Pretty Star. Hope that helped. And come back again. Hey, Angel Mary, you are up. And I'm going to go over the list again. After Angel
And when
Mary.
you say Brucey girl, say it really loud because I don't know
will.
if they're hearing us here.
After Angel Mary is K Dash, Merwin, Himani, Violet Ann, Gina, Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, and Avinash.
You're welcome, Pretty Star. Okay, a past life question.
Ooh, okay, let's give it a shot.
Yes. What do you think? The karma cards, maybe? I could get some goofy imagery off of that.
Go for it. Go
Alrighty.
for it. Well, also, don't worry. If you guys stick around with us, come back during October, the month of October. I will, of course, spend some time doing some ancestor spirit readings and some reincarnation readings. I'll bring out my silly reincarnation deck. Maybe by that point, we will have a separate live stream for some of these fun readings and just devote a whole live stream to that.
And we're also looking at hopefully getting a new computer system
Soon.
maybe within a month, which will really improve some of our output because we can't get quite the level of definition with our cameras unless we get a newer computer that can handle that. So that's been a concern of mine. So we're moving towards that.
We are
Thank you, Kalia.
absolutely really close now to that. I think I got to make a move on it for reasons I don't want to get into, but so we, by the way, just for your guys' information, we are our stay-at-home orders have been extended for another 2 weeks. But part of our state has opened up for business again, the northern part of our state. And there have been a few more lessening of restrictions here. For example, now gatherings of up to 10 people can meet, but bars and restaurants and that still are not open other than curbside pickup. So things are moving in the direction slowly.
I'm going to pull them up.
We're still hanging on.
Okay, I have the cards, and curiously, they are all reversed. I have Temperance reversed. I have the Queen of Wands reversed. And I have the Devil reversed.
Wow. You had some demons to deal with in the past, but I mean the devil's reversed. It seems like you were able to overcome some of that, but the Queen of Wands reversed indicates somebody who maybe abused their authority. You might have been somebody who is in a leadership position, but you abused your authority. You had some issues with, would you say, anger issues?
This is kind of a karma life for you. This is sort of like you're learning to figure out some of the things that maybe you weren't doing so well in a previous life. I'm not going to say it's your absolute last past life, but I feel like this quality of intemperance or immoderation combined with the Queen of Wands and the Devil seems to suggest to me that I'm getting a glimmer that maybe you had a lifestyle where you were maybe in a wealthier class, and so you sort of had the feeling like certain laws, rules, etc. don't belong to you. And I don't see that you didn't end well, but I think this is your karma life where you're sort of learning the other side of that thing, that maybe material benefit isn't always the thing that makes character.
Do you see any kind of time frame here at all or anything?
Well, it's hard to say because I subscribe to the theory that most of us have many, many, many past lives and we don't really understand what happens in between them. But I'm going to just go out there with a guess and say maybe semi-medieval or moving into the Renaissance era. I don't know that that implies you were over in Renaissance era countries, but I sort of get that feel.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm getting the feeling that it was European.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm just getting a sense about that. I know that temperance is there. There's not a lot there that indicates water to me, so I'm not really sure you were near a big body of water. It was more land-based and maybe more woodsy.
Thank you, Pretty Star.
Yeah, I wanted to point that out to
We
you.
couldn't do this stuff without the help of a producer.
Our son, Monster, helped us set up a lot of things and gave us a lot of advice and is still our constant helper bee, when we need to. But thank you very much for that.
Yes, we're thinking that maybe by the fall, we might even be able to get into some green screen stuff. Oh my goodness, watch out for me if I get a green screen.
And you know what, Angel? Let me see if... Hang on a minute. What did I do with my Lenormand? There they are. Oh my goodness. I was a little worried here. I mixed some of my cards up too because of the cat, the C-A-T. Let me see if the Lenormand might point me in a direction of maybe something to do with location or time frame or something.
I'm getting a feeling, I just grabbed a random card, and I'm getting a feeling that you may have definitely been in the Renaissance era, maybe in the European era. I'm thinking you were maybe somewhere where maybe more Jewish people lived. I know Jewish people moved around and around Europe during that time. So I do get a sort of connection, like maybe you were a person of Jewish origin, or at least mixed in that regard. And like I said, Middle Ages, European area. Somehow Spain is kind of calling me a little bit too.
Well, I'm not really sure this is pointing in that direction, but it's... Here, hold these up. I have the stork and I have the cross here, and the stork is kind of about change and transitions, which I think speaks to maybe that devil card reversed, like you were able to overcome things in this life. And the cross is a sign of grieving or something. You may have had to give something up in order to transform yourself, your attitude. Something was lost to you. And that loss that you suffered caused a major change in your life.
I'm getting a flash. No one can say I'm wrong. No one can say I'm right. But I'm thinking in this past life that maybe you might have been more of a selfish kind of person, or you didn't think about everybody else. But by the end of that life, you may have actually converted. I have a feeling you converted to Christianity or to the major religion. And I think part of that was because your eyes did open and you did realize somewhere during the course of your life that you needed to kind of change your ways. It's also possible, too, that maybe religious proselytizers got to you, but it was the era for that kind of thing.
Well, first off, I think I'm going to assume in this reading, in my mind, that you were a woman.
Yeah, I think so, too. You were female in that life.
And The reason I'm saying that is, of course, the stork, I'm beginning to wonder now if you lost a child or a baby in childbirth, and this caused a transition for you. Because the stork is about birth, and the cross is about grieving or a loss of some sort, moving on from something. So I think that might have played into a role of a transition for you. And that's what we have. I hope you enjoyed that.
Hi, Jenna. And also, I see we have Lavi and Rose.
Yes, Lavi and Rose. I'm going to get them down.
So we will add you to the list, too. We will add Jenna to the list. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a beautiful movie from 1996 or 7. I think it won the Cannes film, and I think it was called Lavi and Rose. And it's about a little boy who really thinks he's a little girl, so it's very much a transgender story, but it's way ahead of its time because it was like 1996, and it won the Cannes.
Yeah, that's true. So, hey, K-Dash, you are up. Merwin, Himani, Violet Ann, Gina, Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Lavi and Rose, and Jenna.
Alrighty, and you are welcome, Angel Mary. Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, and thanks for that question. And I'll tell you what, you would love my, remembering something. Well, I wish I could remember the name of that deck. Remembering something.
I like questions like that for two reasons.
It's a great deck.
Because one, it allows me to kind of let my intuition kind of take over a little bit. And two, you can't prove I'm wrong.
Well, regardless, I think it's an awesome question, and I love it. But this deck that I have is really cool, and I hope when I clean out my library, I can find my other reincarnation deck. I have 2 reincarnation decks of cards that are really fun to play around with.
Very good.
So, all right,
so
K-Dash
would
wants
like
a general.
All right, Kay.
I'm going to get a deck. We'll use this one.
This one is almost mooning for me. She just really loves being here with me today. My little girl. You are my little girl.
Aww. They've all been very, very loving this last week. I didn't know if they were expecting us to go back to work, but we're not yet. I'll be working Tuesday. I've got Monday off. I'll be working from home again.
That's a girl. Isn't she? Thank you, Lovey. We have 3 cats that wander in and out of the scene, and 2 of them really like to be here more than the other one, but they're all from the same litter. They're brother and sisters.
Yes.
This one is Sassy.
Sassy, Shadow, and Sunny. Yeah, I've even had a few past life regressions in my time. That was pretty interesting that somebody took me through. So, yeah, I highly recommend looking at that. Whether you believe in it or not, it definitely affords you some insight into yourself.
Am I cutting?
Yep. All right, you... Trying to move you on. So much for that.
Thanks, Jenna.
Well. There's a little bit of good and there's a little bit of, oh my.
Page of Swords.
Reversed.
The Tower. Upright. And then the 2 of Wands upright.
That experiment failed. Okay, so do you want to go ahead? I've been going
Sure.
ahead first a lot.
With the Page of Swords, I get the feeling, this is a general reading.
Yes.
That you are aware that some things are changing around you. The Tower shows some lesson, and I'm thinking because the Page of Swords is positioned, I'm thinking you're actually aware of this lesson coming to you before the lesson actually does present itself. Some of that is because you're aware, perhaps, not in a big way, but you're aware of some of your own foibles in the regard that you may be feeling like you were not exactly on your game, and maybe there's somebody who's been offended, and I think you're going to find out you may have stepped on some wrong toes. I hate to tell you that, but you may have really bothered somebody who may possibly have the ability to try to heat things up for you. On the other hand, I do sort of feel that at the end of this, it's maybe more of a you're already planning to move towards something else kind of thing. Like maybe this whole thing here is you kind of getting out some stuff as you're moving on to something else that you've been waiting for. Do you see what I'm seeing there?
Well, some of it, I definitely feel like the tower, is the tower is coming, and that's just going to be an eye-opening experience of some sort that's going to shake up your world a little bit, but it's not. It is something that you will learn some valuable lessons from, and you will be able to move on. And some of this might have to do with, what did you say about this one again exactly?
This?
Because, yeah.
This, I think, is before the tower. This is the sense that the person knows that there's something that they've done wrong that is leading to that.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
And improper words or
I feel like there might have been some, yes, improper words, or maybe people who could not reach agreement in some way. It was a lack of agreement or understanding. And the Two of Wands, just, you could look at that card as it stands there. Is it showing? I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Okay. As it stands there, and it looks like somebody is looking beyond that to some brighter, happier times. So I feel like you are moving on from that. You will move on from this experience and grow from it, because that's the promise of the sun in the background there.
What I think I'm getting glimmer-wise here is that they know they're moving on, and they know that maybe it's a lesson thing that they're learning, but they're sort of kind of getting a last hurrah in a way.
Is this about them or another person you're reading?
No, it's about them.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're moving on. Okay.
Yeah, or there is a sense that it's coming.
So
the lesson is known to be because of they're aware of what their role in that is. And maybe it's just like kind of acting out before you say, okay, bye-bye.
Got it, yeah.
That's what I'm seeing. I mean,
Yeah,
might
it
differ a little
seems
bit.
like a real progression here going on. Some miscommunication or, bad words, moving on to some great awakening, and then moving on to better times, taking that lesson in and moving beyond it. That's what it
So
looks like.
let's do the letter
So
now.
I would say that looks like kind of a pretty momentous period up ahead here. What would you say, the next 1 to 3 months, Mr. O, on that?
Yeah, or actually maybe even sooner. Well, 1 to 3 covers that.
Yeah, I think 1 to 3.
I think it could be within the first 1 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
4 weeks to 6 weeks. But I would give it that whole time to play out. Oh, thank you.
I think my chat's not moving. Again.
No, that's the last thing that was said.
Oh, okay.
I was looking at the
I
previous
don't
ones
know
and
why
didn't
I
see.
did this time, but I did. Must be a reason. Well, this might have to do with a partner of some sort, male or female. That's the male card, but depending on your predilections. And it's something to do with flow. This could be financial or abundance, but this could also mean other things.
Was it possible that somebody significant is going to help them in that flow?
It is possible.
Right. So
I'd say.
maybe a good friend or somebody very close is helping you, or
Maybe move beyond this, move forward, forward positive movement.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I think that harkens to the Two of Wands in a way.
So that's what we have. Can we see that? Can you see that? What is that?
I don't know if it's what we were talking about.
I don't know.
Violet Ann, what did you mean there? And we want anyone who is a good reader themselves or feels like they have an opinion
chime in.
to go ahead and chime in with us too.
Chime in on the
offer-
chat. People love to talk these things out together. So, hey, It's all good. So that's what we had for you. I hope that helped, Kay. It wasn't a great outlook for ahead, but it's not bad. I mean, it's definitely something that you are going to work through. Let's put it that way. And that's always a good thing.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Violet Ann. I was commenting on previous comments, and she thought it meant there were new ones she had not seen yet.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, Banshee. I won't hide anything from you.
Okay. Hey, Merwin, you are up. After Merwin is Himani, Violet Ann, Gina, Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Lavian Rose, and Jenna.
Okay, and I think I would like to use a deck.
Well, I think you can. I think I will let you.
You're welcome. I'm a little raspy. I don't have a cold.
Probably allergies, I keep telling you.
It might be allergies. I'm not sure.
Well, the good news is if we ever thought one of us was coming down with the virus, particularly him, for example, the city where he works at is giving free testing to all employees there, so he can get a test anytime, which is really good.
But I'd have to drive up there, and it's about 26 miles or so.
If you ever had doubts, and of course when you start work, you can always, when you go back physically.
Who should I write into the chat?
Oh, it is Merwin. I'm sure Merwin's hanging around. There she is.
Ah.
Well, you certainly deserve it, as do we all. But you know how that goes.
Do you think, Merwin, that it's the kind of thing where normally, under some sense of normal, that bonuses are occasionally awarded? Because this could go two ways. It could be that people who don't normally do those things could be moved to do it under this situation. On the other hand, one would think that if a company normally gives bonuses, they would be thinking about this.
It's kind of with, like with the essential workers, they have been giving people bonuses. Some of them have been taking them back now, the higher pay, but that was what was happening. But a lot of people now are suffering financially, like my industry is. And so, if anything, I've been hearing of pay cuts, which are very disconcerting to me at this point in my career, should that happen. And I am not saying that about my particular place of employment. Just in the industry itself, I see it's happening. And so it's kind of worrisome.
So we should pull 3 cards for this?
Do you want to do that or yes or no? I was going to ask you. Let's throw 3 cards. Let's throw it. If we need to clarify, we'll do a yes-no. Sometimes it'll be loud and clear in this.
All righty.
All right.
I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Ooh. The Emperor. This is really cool looking card. I love the colors there.
Well, this is very interesting. We have the Emperor, but then we have Temperance reversed. And then we have the 6 of Coins upright. So what does this tell me? I think this tells me, that, there is a lot of stress right now, and there is a lot of stuff going on with Temperance reversed. The Emperor, though, shows, that your efforts are solid. They probably know you're showing really good abilities and knowledge and at what you do. And the 6 of Coins is kind of like a card of generosity and giving, This could be I could be of two minds on this here. One is that they recognize all you are giving towards the job, but another could be that you will actually get something to benefit you. So I wonder, Merwin, if it would not be out of the realm of possibility that you go ahead and ask for said bonus or ask if it is possible.
I'm thinking something like this too. As soon as I tossed those, before she even said it, I said, I'm of two minds about this because I
Yeah,
sort of feel
yeah.
like the Emperor is you, but it's also maybe representing. You said you liked your boss, I think, in the past, right?
Yeah, I think I
you may have
can't
said
remember.
that, or that you at least have a good relationship, or that you feel that they are a good boss. So I sort of feel like if the Emperor isn't you, it could be the boss. And I'm thinking that they feel the constraints, the temperance thing, but they also feel strongly that you do need to be rewarded. So I get the feeling like they know that. So it's really they're struggling with that, and I guess it won't hurt for you to hint. I'm thinking it could happen, but I'm just not really sure that it seems ultra positive. It just looks like maybe there's some decisiveness thing going on where they're like thinking about it, or they're sweating about it. I don't
Yeah,
know why they should. I don't really
I
know
think
why
I
they
want to
should.
do a quick yes no
Yes,
as
I
well,
think we
just
should
to
too.
see. But it looks like there's a possibility for this.
Let's do it.
Let's see what it says. You've said that something like this before. That is not a selfish question, Merwin. Everybody deserves, a decent wage for the effort they put out. So it is not selfish. We all deserve to get what we deserve to be paid for what we do. And extra effort should be rewarded in some fashion. Not every company can afford, certain things. Leaning towards no. But the reason here.
Which is not definitive by any means.
No. But this is, again, what I'm seeing here is the Eight of Swords is kind of like maybe there's limitations on just what they can do right now for you. I don't know if that's true or not, but maybe they feel, with conditions being what they are, they have to hold back. They can't afford to do this right now. And maybe on some extent with the Hangman reversed.
They want to, but they can't. They want to make
Yeah.
a sacrifice for
Yeah.
you, or they want to do this for you, but they cannot do it. So it may be that it is leaning towards no for those reasons. You may just have to try to shoulder it for a while yet.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. That's devastating. One of my jobs, I had a boss who had lung cancer as well, was diagnosed while I was there as well. Previous job of mine. So I would say that it's, there seems to be, maybe it won't come in the way of a raise, but maybe there might be some other perks offered to you. I just have a sense right now that they're holding back. They feel like they're stuck. And they're also feeling stuck in having to have you work, all that extra time. They've had to cut back, obviously, and you're the only one there. So, or you're one of the few remaining. And so I think that's kind of the status quo for now. I'm sensing if it happens, it's not going to happen soon.
No. So you should probably consider asking us again, or asking others what they might see.
Asking them, I still wouldn't rule that out.
No.
Let them put their cards on the table and say it's not possible at this time.
And at least then it's more known if it hasn't been.
Oh, I didn't
And it
do the
should be.
Lenormand.
Yes, let's do that Lenormand. Whoops.
I know. They're so slippery. They really are. They're slick. Till I break them in more, which is bound to happen. I like this deck. I do.
Oh.
But there's a few on the horizon. Some are going to be more holiday themed decks, so you won't see them for a while.
Good luck with that, Jenna, because I have to tell you that that's probably one of the biggest things in my life is saying something that I regretted and then having to apologize for it. So it took me many ages to learn it, and maybe I still haven't totally learned it. Sometimes my sarcasm gets the better of me.
Well, Merwin, there's the tower, which is like your workplace, and there's the ship. And the ship almost means like travel or a change of some sort, movement of some sort. So I would say there's going to be some movement. Maybe they will be able to call some people back, is the possibility I'm suggesting here. Something is going to shift and change in the workplace.
I'm wondering if it's possible that although they can't give you a raise, maybe they can give you a small vacation. Maybe they can let you go for a week and just, hang out or do what you can do, or longer. That would be great. But I'm wondering if maybe they can just do something else that isn't really necessarily giving you a raise, but something that would help you out a little bit. Time off paid. But so I guess that's what we got.
That's what we have. Good luck with that either way. It's good to be employed right now. That's one thing I have to say.
I have to tell you, Merwin, the longer I'm off work, the more nervous I get about what may be going on. And
when I have an important meeting this week, so
I don't have a lot of information to make me know one thing or the other.
I'm a little nervous, but on the other hand, it just might be nothing at all, so I'm just fingers crossed. So, at any rate, let's move on. And you're welcome, Merwin.
Oh, excuse me,
so
everyone.
After Merwin, I have Himani. You are up. And after Himani is Violet Ann, Gina, Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Lavian Rose, and Jenna.
Alrighty.
Well, hang in there, Jenna, with the bad luck. If it's bad luck, it's bound to cycle back up again. The Wheel of Fortune always spins, and sometime it will be spinning in the right direction again for you. And sometimes if things aren't going your way, you need to just step back from it for a while and let things settle.
What deck for Hermione?
All right, general
Hermione wants a
reading.
general.
I've got the Tarot of Dreams. So this has been a relaxing and a busy weekend at the same time, but doing the things I love to do. My videos, working on the tarot project a little bit, putting some templates together, and just enjoying a long weekend off. Taking long showers. Well, a few more people would help, and a lot of places, if they're not cutting people, they're finding creative ways to do things. I have heard in academia, it is a scary time, Merwin. In academia across the board, there's been lots of cuts, like faculty salaries and jobs not being filled nationwide. It's been heartbreaking in some campuses, so it's a little worrisome when I see what's going on. Okay, we have the Five of Cups upright. I'm going to start this one. And then we have the Three of Cups reversed. Such a beautiful card. And we have the King of Wands reversed. Well, it's really funny, Himani. When you look at the cards and you see this Five of Cups, here is this woman. She's got 2 full cups behind her, but on the ground there are 3 spilled over cups. And then if you look at the Three of Cups, you've got 3 overturned cups. Sounds like a pattern to me here. So, we're focusing on things that, maybe are, they maybe have brought you down, that, have you felt like you've lost something, and you're missing something in your life. And I think these kind of reinforce each other in that regard. And it may involve a person. It might. There's the King of Wands there, but more. It also can indicate your own feelings about it. Maybe you're going to be going through a cycle of feeling a little angry and bitter over some of these losses that you have felt. Instead of looking at some of the things like the cups that you have remaining there, you're dwelling on your losses. And it's time to move on, is what I think the message of these cards are. It's time to move forward and pick up with what's left behind, pick up with what you still have, and don't think about what's gone.
Yes, I think Banshee's got that pretty good, especially with the first two cards, and that's a very interesting analogy between the 3 spilled here and then the 3 reversed here. And I do think that there's, and I know you've told us about some of your situations, so we do know some of that, and I do feel that this King of Wands so is the key here, because it really represents a situation, the person or the situation itself, where you lost so much trust with that person, or that you felt that they so betrayed your trust, that they so hurt you, they so separated from you, that kind of thing that you have mentioned. And I think this is really about, you need to kind of figure out what you need to do to move on. I know it's very hard, but I think that's especially what the 5 of Cups is telling us, is that there are things there. You just have to kind of work through this cycle and move to that area in your heart or otherwise.
Take care, Merwin. We will catch you later.
Oh,
yeah.
Blueberry pie. Thank you.
Blueberry pie. He had a piece of apple, was it, pie?
Apple pie, yes.
Yeah.
She doesn't like blueberry, but I love blueberry.
I'm a picky eater.
Okay, Hermione, so that's what those ones show, but we're going to throw the Lenormand now. But basically the idea is that there's a lot of emotional unrest around you, and that you are sad or depressed or thinking about various things like that, and also about the sense of trust that was lost with somebody or some situation, the King of Wands reversed. So you should be trying to move beyond that, but we're going to take a look at the Lenormand and see what that tells us.
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing baking, but you know what? The temperature is shooting up there. It's just like I predicted. We were going to go from winter to summer, because it's going to be like near 90 degrees tomorrow and very humid. So
wait, Banshee, you don't have to be a predictor for that. That's just Michigan for the last few years now.
It's true. It is true.
Hold on, Hermione. We got 2 more cards for you.
Yep. Well, one thing that's positive, another thing that's positive here, Hermione, is there's there's the bouquet, and there is the messenger, the birds. The birds are bringing a message of support for you in some way. Somebody is supporting you, and somebody's going to be sending you some good wishes, soon. Maybe in this next month. You might get an award, or you might get flowers, or you might get some recognition for something you've done, and in appreciation for something that you've done. And it's going to really pick up your spirits a lot. So, maybe that will help you as you move through, some of the things that you've been going through.
I wouldn't want to say for sure, but I also feel like there's a slight feeling that you may find emotional comfort with a new friend. I don't know if that's a friend that would work out to be something better, but I do get the feeling like you probably could use a friend of your own to talk to. I know you're with your family and they're good and everything, but sometimes you just want to have your own person. If you don't think that's coming to you, maybe you do have a friend who you should turn to in this time, and just lay it out there. Your friend should be there for you.
Oh, it's funny, you're making bread. I that's one area I have not gotten into yet, is bread making. I should. I don't know why I don't. I've made biscuits before, but haven't delved much into bread. But what I like to make is, as far as cakes go, I like to make loaf cakes and pound cakes. And but I make other cakes as well. Bundt cakes come out really well for me from scratch. But
I don't think I could eat that much bread. You say you make it every few days. I would be the Pillsbury Doughboy. Already.
so that's what we have for you, Himani. I hope that helps. Violet Ann, you are up. And after Violet Ann is Gina, Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Levy and Rose, and Jenna. Looks like we're in good shape. We just hit our first hour. So we should be able to get everybody in today. And as soon as I say that, a bunch of people are going to come in the room. I just know it.
You're welcome, Himani. Best wishes to you.
You're welcome. In June. All right, Violet Ann. Want to do one of yours?
Yep, I'm going to use my navigator.
Okay. Definitely want to check out the Aries reading, Violet Ann. I'm going to be there. Someday I'll get these time streams right, honestly.
Yeah, our time changes once or twice a year to a different hour, so then
I wish they
forget, I
would
think we're like
stop
6
doing
hours
that.
before you or after you in England there.
Yeah, I missed a concert I wanted to see the other day, but I watched part of it. I saw the end of it. I'm going to watch the rest on tape. For people who are into folky or pagan music, how do you say his name? Dom the Bard?
Dom
the
the
Bard is just really, really great. Whenever I want to get into a nice metaphysical mode or spiritual mode, I'll put on my collection of his music, and it's just fantastic. Puts me in a really nice place. It's D-A-H-M. D-A-M-H or H-M?
I thought it was M-H.
It might be D-A-M-H. Dom the Bard, or I'm not sure how he says it.
What's an album?
Cauldrons and something.
Oh, Violet Ann knows who they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
She really
yes,
digs
there
them.
you go,
Yes.
Violet Ann. And I figured you would, because he's British, right? I believe he is.
We have a friend here who's from Glastonbury. He lives in the middle of the state. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And he is almost a dead ringer for Dom.
In a
DeBar.
way, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
he looks a lot like him. I don't know if it's that English looks. He's blondish. He's got the crazy beard. Cauldron
General
born.
for June. General for June. So which one is this? Is that Judgment or Wheel?
Oh my.
Uh-oh. See, bring out your wackadoodle decks, and how do I know? I think we struggled on this one before, and it may be Judgment. Two of Swords is reversed, and the Hermit is reversed. Well, it seems like, there's some issues holding things together, finding some stability.
I cannot find it.
What? It's probably Judgment.
No, it's
The Wheel? It's neither.
it's. Oh, this is so horrible. I can't figure out this death. It's two before or after death.
Oh, Death, you have...
It says
What's after Death? Temperance, right? And then...
this could be before it because they're not in order. They're sort of going in a reverse. We see Tower, Devil, Art, Death. It's going down.
Well, but
So
it's not the Tower because the Tower's in there.
the book starts at the one end and goes down towards zero. So it's not the one after death. It's the one before death.
Got it. So that would be... What? The Hanged Man?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Karmic Justice. It's Justice.
I know. I couldn't think of the name.
It's Justice, people.
Ah! Shoot
There
the
it
tarot
is. Yeah,
card reader.
Hermit, Fortune, and Justice. Oh my gosh.
I'll give you the book
Suspension
next
is not death. Okay, suspension
There's no numbers on the
Sorry.
major arcana, as liberally changed the titles of some of the major arcana. So we're pulling like, what the heck is that?
I have some decks like that. I've been avoiding most of them, but one of them that comes to mind is one I've been using recently, the Forest of Enchantment. but we've got it. So it's Justice upright, and it's really interesting that we have Justice upright and then the Two of Swords reversed, because it looks like that to me is the crux of it here, is trying to right something that is wrong. Seems to be trying to get some justice out of a situation that's gone wrong somehow. With the two, there's a lack of balance here.
Maybe justice is stalled or is wiggle-woggy because somebody is not in tune with that inner wisdom, or somebody refuses to say or give some wisdom here.
Well, and I feel like maybe it's because, somebody needs to come out and, express what they're really feeling. It's possible here that somebody has been not throwing all their cards on the table, and once revealed, it's going to cause some problems.
Well, I'm hoping it's not a legal thing. I sort of get a sense of legal because of justice, of course, like that. But it could just be a major decision, and I'm wondering if it's about your role and what you're doing here with, reading and tarot and stuff like that. The Hermit reversed is about expressing your inner wisdom and sharing that with others, perhaps. Yet these seem to be questions about your path or about which way you're going. Like maybe you have a serious question about how you can take things to the next level, or what the other considerations that you may have going on are. Are there people in your family that you have to kind of include in this, or work around their sensibilities or with their sensibilities? Something like that.
Yeah, I feel that, it's funny you brought up the readings because, maybe, because sometimes I look at the Two of Swords because it's air and communication, that, communications have run afoul. And so maybe it's possible you have to deal with somebody who's treating you unfairly, online. We all have to deal with that. We had some in recent times ourselves. So I sense that might be a focus for you, is how to manage, some of the negativity that might be coming out through communications.
There's a thought there too, yeah.
I mean, that is a possibility. So let me throw the Lenormand and see if that sheds a little light. No unknown cards here in my Lenormand. We'll figure it out.
And I like this deck, but darn if those cards don't trip me up once in a while.
I don't know. I see Destiny, and I think the Wheel of Fortune, that's just something that came to me right away. Or, even Judgment, because Destiny has kind of that karmic implication. So that's why I suggested those. But equilibration at the top does signify
Should have
justice.
gave us the clue.
Should have given us the clue we needed. All right, Violet Ann, let's see. So to me, this is really interesting. You have the book, and you have the cross. And to me, that kind of indicates that, well, if you're not a student ending your studies, then I sense this as something else. And I really feel it's as though something you're going to find out, some knowledge that you're going to gain is going to make you sad in some way. It's going to be disappointing in some way. Well, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it. And maybe it ties right into that. Go ahead, Mr. O.
See, I was wondering if it was something about, your work doing tarot too, because I sort of saw that there. And now it sort of gives me that glimmer too, that maybe, like I said, you have a big decision to make about your business or about what you're doing here with cards. And it may mean that you may have to end one thing to fully focus that way, or you have to decide what you're going to do. I don't think there's incredible sadness attached to this. It may just be more like you really have to decide this.
Yeah. So I feel it is something else, that there is some news that is coming. Well, it's not news so much as something you find out. It's knowledge that you gain. Because remember, it's the book. It's like you're opening a book. You're uncovering something. So you're revealing something. And I feel that it's not going to be too happy. So I hate to give you bad news, but that's what it looks like to me right now.
Right. I'd say that if this decision is really big and monumental, you have to really go into yourself and try, ask other people for more readings, that kind of thing. Just get as much advice as you can if this is coming towards some big
Well,
decision.
and this was for a month, right? For the next
Yeah.
month. So
That's true. So it may show up really
it may
soon.
show up really soon. I'm not sure, but keep us posted and good luck with that. I hope that helped to some degree today. Or makes sense. I'm going to hand those to you. Pretty much. Pretty much. It wasn't the crossroads cards of sort, but that Two of Swords reversed. There's some movement, but I'm not sure it's very positive movement. It shows some tension being released and things happening, and some of it may just not be to your advantage.
You're welcome.
Hey, Gina, you are up. And after Gina is Brucey Girl, KC, Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Levi and Rose, and Jenna. The Cauldron Born. Thank you, Violet Ann. I just saw that. I love that one. I do love that tape, but I like a lot of his stuff. And I've got it all. And we got to see him a few times live when he came to Michigan for some festivals. So we really enjoyed that.
Let's stick with this for Gina's,
Okay.
what should be a yes or no question.
Ah. Should you or shouldn't you? That is the question.
Option to make it collect call? Okay, you're really old if you remember that.
Oh my goodness, collect, yeah, really. Are you getting me shuffling?
Yes, I shuffled. So
Cut them. And you want me to count them?
to...
We're doing a yes, no, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Whoa. Well, Gina. It's probably yes, but what is this devil card doing here?
You devil. Oh, but that's kind of a fabulous looking devil, don't you think?
So, yes,
It's
but
leaning towards yes, but this is very much a temptation thing now, isn't it?
is this something you have been obsessing over that's been on your mind a lot and you've been obsessing over it maybe a bit too much?
Just remember, tarot didn't make you do it. The devil made you
Is it
do
something that's about passion and romance, perhaps, Gina? Something about that? Oh, you know why it's there. I see.
Okay.
Well, I will say no more on that, but I will move on to the Lenormand and see what we can add.
Yeah. So, just tell me, who's wearing the blue dress?
Devil with a blue dress. Speaking of musical references, Mr. O.
I remember that in the one cop show where somebody said, "You're a devil," and it was a female detective, and she goes, "You should see me in my blue dress."
Well, it's an odd combination. That's upside down. We have the rope or the whip. We have the mountains, and I think that uh-oh. I think. Well, I think that this means something, maybe you're going to have a breakthrough, to your obstacles here. Usually the whip is kind of sudden action. It can be violent sometimes. It can mean some not so good things. And so I'm not sure here with the mountains. It seems as though to me there's some swift action happening that's trying to break through some obstacles that have been taking place.
Release the Kraken. Or
Hey,
is it the
JG,
or is it
you
the
are
whip?
so late, but we'll
The whip
get you
that's
on.
cracking. I don't have a clue what those ones mean. I sort of feel like there's something that feels immediate about them.
Right, that the whip. Think about a whip. I mean, if you're using the analogy, it's sudden, it's surprising. It's possible that your phone call might open up a can of worms. Maybe that's what this could mean as well.
Or certainly another problem of some
So
sort,
keep
or an
that in mind.
obstacle.
But the cards seem to say to go for it, but with some caveats here.
I mean, maybe it means you'll have to climb higher the mountain.
Not bring the mountain to Mohammed or whatever. Okay.
The mountain to Meower.
Meower. Sunny is here. And that's what we have for you, Gina.
Well,
You still have your riding crop and whip. Well, I'm not going to make a joke about that.
I will.
I know he would.
Pictures or I don't believe.
Okay.
Casey, help me out. Tell her.
Living in the mountains, I would love it.
You're
maybe,
welcome.
except for the fact that I'm asthmatic. And, sometimes that thin air is not so good for me. But I love mountainous terrain. Just love it.
So is this the part where I say, I like whips?
Casey might have a joke or two.
I
But
asked him to
anyway,
help me.
after Gina, hey, Brucey girl, are you still with us? And I'm sorry I left you off the list the first time.
You did not lose your place, though.
No.
We work slowly, so.
Yeah, and I don't know if you left because you thought we lost you. So if you're there, let us know. It's your turn now. Do you want to type in the name just to be sure?
Sure.
Bridal boots and chaps. I don't know. I never did much horse riding. That wasn't much available to me, but I did go a few times to a place and did it. I was always a little intimidated by. I love horses, but they kind of intimidated me. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to manage controlling them.
We're having fun.
Are you?
Well,
Oh.
everybody got in the act a little bit. Casey, be quiet. Casey,
We'll give Brucey
speak
girl a
up.
minute and see if she's there.
There she is there. She's asked her question.
Oh, awesome. All right. How can you get on a better track? Hey, Divine You. Welcome, welcome.
All right, Brucey. Thanks for the question.
Divine You, I think you're going to be the last one on our list.
Do you want to use a deck?
I'll use a deck.
Okay.
Back to this one. Get on better track. Let's see what we get to Brucey girl.
I love that song by the Go-Go's. Our lips are sealed. Our lips are sealed.
I don't remember that one.
It's one of their better ones.
Well, I like that.
Doesn't matter anyway. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, that one?
Our lips are sealed.
I got it. I forgot. But I like that one.
Pay no mind to what they say. It doesn't matter anyway. Hey, hey, hey.
If anyone can mishear words to a song,
It's
it's
me.
me. Well, him too.
Would you
but
like
more me.
to take care of that?
Well,
As Sonny attempts
as
to
I
give it
can.
his blessing of sorts.
wow. Well, Brucey girl, they're all reversals, which we will work our way through here. This may tell us, in a sense, how to get on the right track.
You have the sun
Reversed.
reversed. Hold on. Sorry.
That's all right.
What's that?
The Five of Swords reversed.
The Five of Swords reversed.
And the Eight of Wands reversed. So how can you get on a better track? I think, with reversals, I'm just going to say what I see here. And I think that part of it, maybe your outlook, you know, you're a little bit more pessimistic and hard on yourself than maybe you should be. The Five of Swords also kind of tells me that in a way. I feel like the Five of Swords coming up in this reading this way is saying you need to forgive yourself. You need to, forgive yourself your missteps and some of the things that you have done and move beyond them. If there's some things that you can make right that you have done wrong in the past that would make you feel better, then revisit that and do so. But if you can't, then let them go and move on. That would be my advice. Don't be so hard on yourself. And the Eight of Wands, another way to get on track is to really try to, you have a lot of energy, you have a lot of drive, you have a lot of will, but it's how you're applying it. Don't scatter it all over the place. Really try to focus on what really matters to you right now. And I think that will, start small. Start with the most important things that really matter to you and work from there.
Well, with the Five of Swords, I get the feeling that if any of this revolves around your work life and various factors related to that, it may be that other people's meanness or strife or bad energy towards you concerns you, and you don't always feel you're capable of holding up with that. If people are picking on you or bullying on you, that bothers you, and it may not be your best thing. Now, if you are actually that person, maybe you're that person, maybe you're a person who sort of creates discord, then that's maybe a part of the reason why you're not happy, because you're not really focused on yourself. You're projecting stuff outward. And I think that's what the sun is telling us
that's
too.
a good point.
A little bit. You have to be happy for yourself and within yourself, and that you can't necessarily let other people make you happy or let other things that are going on around you affect you to that degree. If other people are trying to bring you down, that can happen. But you kind of got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I know I'm a better person than that. And I think that with that Eight of Wands, I'm thinking a little differently from Banshee here, that I'm thinking it mostly needs that maybe you need to rest a little and to not expend your energy to kind of recoup that. I mean, I think what she says is valid too, but I think it's also a possibility that maybe now would also be a time to kind of rest and recoup your energies.
I can see what you're saying there. And I can also say about the sun reversed, the sun is about success in a way and positivity. And to me, it is also reflective of you're just not totally happy where you are right now. I think it's pretty clear as far as even success goes in your life and what you need to achieve that. So that's been a sticking point, but I'm looking here at what you've got.
So we've pulled the Lenormand, which is another oracle.
This is kind of interesting because we've got the bouquet. Oh no, the lilies, I'm sorry. And we have the
Crossroads.
The crossroads. So I'm going to have to change my mindset a little bit here. And it's like, I think you have to start now focusing on decisions that have long-term implications for you.
Yes, it may be that if you're young and you haven't gone to school yet, you may want to consider school or a course of study. Maybe you need to involve yourself in something that sets up a plan or a course that will take you 1 or more years into the future. Something to give you a pattern of consistency too.
Yeah, and I feel that, sometimes maybe it's a struggle, for you right now to reach the decisions as to where you want to go. It's showing maybe there's just a little bit of immaturity there, I would say. Sometimes the lilies can indicate that. But I'm really sensing something more long-term here that, you need to think about your future. A lot of times we tell people to not look at the future, dwell on the present. But sometimes you have to think to yourself, where do I want to be 5 years from now? Where do I want to be 10 years from now? That's not bad to think that way. It's just don't always have your mind on the future, because we need to live in the present to make that future happen. So you need to start thinking about what you need to put in place in the present so you are where you want to be 5 years from now. Does that make sense? Because that's why I think I'm leaning with these cards for you.
I agree. I think so.
And that's what we have for you today, Brucey Girl, and I wish you luck. And thanks, I'm sorry for the misstep with the list here. Thanks for correcting us. And hey, KC, you are up. And after KC will be Flower Love, Libra Cusp, Avinash, Lavian Rose, Jenna, Jade January Girl, and Divine You.
Thanks, Brucey Girl. You're welcome.
You're very welcome. Sunny looks so adorable. So we'll wait for Casey's question and any other announcements? Well, like I said, stay tuned for our coronavirus one, which will be a little bit more U.S. based. Our last one, if you missed it, was more global. And then we had a first one that was previous to that. But the second one we did really carried it more towards what's going to happen now globally and into the future.
And if you're also looking for a 1-month reading, an astrological tarot 1-month reading, check out our modality messages. We just dropped one. Those usually happen as the sun moves into the next sun sign. So as the sun moved into Gemini, we did drop that. It's really a very unique reading for every sign. So we hope you enjoy that.
I am not seeing your question, Casey. Is it further? Nope, I don't see it.
Something about the lips sealed?
The last thing we saw before you said, "Can you see my question?" was I was thinking about that. So for some reason, we're not seeing the question. We'll give you another second because we know you're here.
I'll start the watch right now.
General for June. Okay, with the Navigator deck.
Oh, that's right. You did mention the Navigator before. I forgot. Little Knight of Swords dropped over.
Well, we visited, and actually he picked up a carryout at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants yesterday, so we ate pretty good, and we have something we're going to share today from there. So, yeah, I think I slept pretty good. You had a nice nap after that Mexican
Yes, I did.
meal yesterday, did you not?
I did.
Because that kind of ties into what Jenna was saying there. Uh-oh. Wow, that was, you know what? Okay, I have to push him for that. He literally pounded on my hands when I was starting to shuffle. Not nice, Mr. Sunman. Not nice. Oh, Vanita, I'm not sure we can get to you today. I could try, but you're pretty late in the game. Let's see, what was I supposed to cut? No.
Got it.
We'll see, Vanita. Might be where we draw a card at the end for you. All right, let's see. Okay, well, look what's reared its head again.
Okay, do you and Gina have to tell us something?
You are sharing the devil in your reading today. And here is the Chariot.
Baby, you can drive my car.
And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Wow, well, looks like, there's some temptations. There is something going on here. You have to be careful that you don't get overindulgent. You don't get obsessed with something in the next month.
You're being tested. Somebody wants to give you the keys to something, the kingdom, their car, whatever. But I get the feeling like it's a little bit of a test here. It may be that they're gauging your reaction, how much material things mean to you. Does the car mean more to you than the friendship, the relationship? I'm sort of getting that a little
Well,
bit.
the Chariot is about that kind of choice. I love the Chariot. In this deck too because there's a white horse, there's a black horse, it's kind of like in my everyday witch tarot where this woman is driving a motorcycle and she's got signs going this way or that way. Which way are you going to go? So the test thing is I can relate to that here.
With the Queen of Pentacles, I also just have a feeling that in general, you're sort of feeling a downtime right now. You're sort of feeling like there's a lag. You don't feel like your creative energies are bubbling up right now. But you don't feel overly concerned because you're just maybe sort of taking a vacation. Maybe some of this is about a vacation. I don't know.
That could be. But when I was looking at all that together, I couldn't help but wonder if this test or anything didn't have something to do with physicality or physical pleasures. But only because of, it's a pentacle there. And we have the devil, which sometimes can indicate that. And the chariot is this drive and masculine energy kind of thing. So that's why I'm leaning that way, but I see what you say.
Yes, in another life, Gina, I was some crazy comedian.
Oh, I can't imagine that. His humor is really corny, in my opinion. But that's not to say it's bad, but he's really cornball sometimes.
It's mad dad humor.
So I want to see what the Lenormand is going to add to this because I am curious about what exactly this test might be.
And Ankita, we're not sure if we can get to you, Ankita. We may have our list full. It's possible we might pull just one card for some people at the end of the show.
Yeah, because you're a little late. We've got a big list, so we'll see how far it takes us. I have to say, though, there's no graduation noises going on. We've did okay.
It was a bust.
Well, it is what it is. Well, I don't know. Maybe that Queen of Pentacles has something to do with some material thing, because I have the fish here, which is generally a good card. And I have the scythe. But I drew the fish first, so reverse that order, Mr. O. And here's why. The scythe, the blade of the scythe is turned away from the fish, which to me means that,
You won't have to clean them. Somebody else will clean the fish. No.
Which means basically that if there's any cutbacks to money or financial things, they're not going to affect you. But there might be something with cash flow going on or some movement or flow towards you. I sense it. Can you see how that might relate to the chariot, the movement?
This provides the flow to
that's true.
Question here. This does a little bit too, because it's sort of saying to me that you just need to sort of shift gears. The Queen of Pentacles. What's the scythe is?
The scythe is cutting. It's cutting or cutbacks. It could be loss of some sort. So, because you're cutting down the wheat, you're cutting it down, and it's a cutting action. But when the scythe blade is turned away from the card that it's next to, that card is less affected by that, So I'm thinking that...
I'm wondering if you are possibly considering ending an association. It may not necessarily be by your choice, but you may be looking at things there. You may be looking at the devil energies there, or things like that, and just deciding that it's not
too
like
overwhelming or obsessive.
It's overwhelming or it's obsessive, and you may need to create space. Remember, I said that the Queen of Pentacles was sort of like downtime too.
And that's a very good observation, because in a sense I could see that scythe meaning that, creating space. So, not bad. Well, that's what we have for you, Casey. That's what's come up.
Very interesting. Aha. So we also have magic intuition here, and we're not sure we can get to
magic
your reading.
Intuition. I'm sorry we're in our last half hour now, but we might draw a card for everybody at the end, so feel free to join us. And for all new people coming, if you subscribe to our page, click on the notifications. You'll get notified when we go live. And the earlier you get in, the most likely you're going to get a reading from us.
Yeah, please give us a like or share if you will. And we do appreciate that very much. We are on Thursdays and Sundays, Eastern Standard Time here in the States. Thursday nights 7 to 9 p.m., Sundays 2 to 4 p.m. And our YouTube channel has a lot of other stuff on it too that might be entertaining, so check us out.
And hey, you're welcome, Casey. Now up is Flower Love. After Flower Love is Libra Cusp, Avinash, Lavia and Rose, Jenna, January Girl, Divine You, Vanita, and Magic Intuition.
Yes, fish always flock to
That's
where,
a good point, Gina.
where the money is.
Yep.
Fish flock back to the money.
Do they?
Yes.
They flock back? That sounds like birds.
Well, in my world, they can do that.
Okay. And you know what? I believe that.
Because I'm weird.
Okay, so where are you, Flower Love? Where are ya? We'll give just another few moments.
Yep.
And what always happens, and what we tell everybody, is that if you're, it's okay to run and do other things, but if you're not around when we call your name, we have to move on and put you at the bottom of the list eventually. Well, it's definitely that. It is an investment. I've always said that about education. Edumacation. I just don't know what education is going to be looking like anymore. I'm a little concerned about what's happening, but I will say...
I think we're moving on from flowers, so is it Libra?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, Flower Love, I guess we have to move on. We're going to put you at the bottom. And Libra Cusp is up.
All right, so I see your question there.
So it's about how one person feels about another. All right, let's see what we get. Me? Yeah, I got it. I got this.
I don't dare use the navigator deck that I can't really read.
You can read it. Just a little faux pas.
I
I swear that's the card we fell off on before, but I could be wrong.
It might be, I'm not sure. But I'm just a little off today because I have this little touch of a sore throat. It's not a big thing, though. I don't usually get just a sore throat, so hopefully it's just a sore throat. Usually I get the whole head cold and everything else. He's so cute.
Okay. Let's see what we have. Okay, feelings for Stephen to Amy. Well, we have the Magician upright. We have the King of Cups upright. And we have the Knight of Swords reversed. I get the feeling that Stephen is feeling some romance here towards this person.
I think Stephen is really confident, wants to make his move and all of that kind of stuff. But I got the feeling here that there's something else. I don't know if that's another possible friend who also feels, or if it's maybe more about the fact that although he has the strong feelings, maybe it's possible he doesn't have the right touch, so like maybe he is still a little bit, I won't say clumsy. It's not about clumsiness. It's just maybe there's a forcefulness there. is this a person who maybe is more aggressive but does have this heart thing here, but sometimes just lapses into a little bit of aggressiveness? Or is it about the decision making?
Yeah, see, I'm wondering about a decision here. They can't make their mind up. I think they've got romance on their mind, but they can't make their mind up. And they feel really comfortable. I feel like they feel like this. They're very confident. They're very confident in themselves and their abilities either to attract this person or attract what they want in life.
It could just mean that they're very confident about that too. That
Yeah.
they're. I mean, maybe there are any number of other ways they're not, but they really seem to have this as a goal of some sort.
But to me, I don't know why, when I'm looking at that Knight of Swords reversed, I'm thinking it's a decision. And I'm thinking that they have a hard time making their mind up as to what they really want to do. Yet they feel like, they hold the cards, so to speak. Right?
Yeah,
Wouldn't you
it
say?
could be.
Let's see what the Lenormand adds to that one.
We'll have to check, Jenna. Hang on.
I think there's 2 after Libra, Jenna, before you. Be patient. I go over the list after every reading. I try. Might have missed one here and there.
I like the colors here because they're not. They're semi-muted, or they're not.
Right. Well, they're
not
silhouettes.
vivid.
They're not a
Yeah.
black and white deck. I like the fact that they have color because I don't know. I really gravitate more to color
That's
than
why,
black
because
and
the
white.
silhouette stands out better
Yes.
against the lighter background.
Just- there's
It's
something
very,
I like
very
about 'em.
distinctive. Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice look.
So I'm going to play around with them a bit.
Ah, okay. So a little bit of confirmation on some of that.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
Well, indeed.
there's the house, and there's the dog. And to me, that's kind of indicating that right now, they're very at home being friends. There's a feeling of friendship or loyalty, companionship here. There's some kind of a connect going on
So
here.
if it's not really about romance per se, it is really about a very strong emotional feel, like, best friends or person that really means a lot to them, a relative, somebody who's connected somehow.
Well, unlike let's say the ring, which might indicate marriage or that kind of partnership or bonding, I feel like this indicates to me there's some kind of bond developing there. There's some kind of a connection developing there that's, positive, more positive than not.
He went to Jared. No.
Nobody will get that in joke, Mr. O.
Oh. Actually, I see that joke a lot on online forums.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I think
Jared is a
Well, is
jeweler,
it a
and it's-
national chain? It might be.
It might be regional. I don't know.
I don't know. But that's what we have for you. I hope that helps. Libra Cusp, thanks for being here again.
Thank you.
And after Libra is Avinash. You are up, Avinash.
Avinash, if you're here.
And after Avinash is Lavi and Rose, and then Jenna, and then January, Girl, Divine You, Vanita, Magical Intuition, and Flower Love.
Now, some of those last 2 or 3 may possibly just get one card. We'll
see how we can do. We'll see what we can do. I'm not ruling out overtime, but it just depends how quickly we get through this.
Thank you, Libra.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Very nice.
It's always nice to have you here. It is, isn't it? It's always nice to have everybody here.
Yes. And I made a joke that Jenna got. But my brain is so wrong, I don't remember what the joke
It was the Jared joke.
Oh, the Jared joke.
And
He
here
went to
he is.
Jared.
And here he is reading everybody's cards. LOL.
Somebody, a reader once told me a long, long time ago that I live all in my head. And I thought that's scary because
Hey,
my head
Avinash,
just
are you with
moves
us?
and moves and moves.
Type the name.
Thanks, Jenna. Do you remember, what was is that Herkimer or what? That's a kind of diamond.
Herkimer is a quartz,
Heidel something was a jewelry store?
Heidelberg or something like that, yeah.
They were the one that had the commercial about the Mojo box.
Oh,
I can't think
okay.
of their name, but it was years ago. It was about 10 years ago. It was a really cool jewelry commercial. Kellyo. There's one Jared who's definitely not, in my opinion, the Jared from Subway.
Or somebody's son,
Yeah,
whose name we will not mention.
that too.
Somebody in a White House. But anyway.
There was another jewelry commercial around Christmas time where it was about a guy who's getting his girlfriend a ring. And the commercial was, the guy kept singing a song, I got a Mojo box. And I think it was Heidelberg Jewelry. But Jared is a somewhat known jewelry store in the States. And their commercials usually said something like, he went to Jared, to get the ring.
Like
for
it
the
was that great a deal. Yeah, I mean, or so awesome jewelry there, whatever. Anyway, so Avinash is not responding, so we're going to have to move down the list. So La Vie and Rose, are you still with us? Are you still here? It's your turn if you are.
The Mojo box was only on one Christmas season and it never came back. And I thought it was such a cool commercial. I really liked it. And it was just there one time. You know, Jared, which one? The one from Subway? I wouldn't want to admit to that necessarily. Oh, well. So who are we waiting for?
Who are we waiting for?
Lovey and Rose.
Lovey and Rose.
I'm going to type them in.
And hey, we might be able to fit other people in if other people have disappeared. This is kind of how it goes towards the end of our show. Some people give up and they move on.
So there's a Jared who is a jewelry. There's a Jared who is the son-in-law of our president. And then there's another Jared who was the spokesperson
yes,
for Subway.
He just qualified that. He just meant he knew what we were talking about, yes.
You know that one.
He meant because he knew what we were...
Oh, you know who he is.
Yes.
You don't know him.
Right.
Got it.
It takes him some time sometimes.
I imagine everybody has a more fabulous life than me, and they meet all kinds of people from all over the world, and I just get to sit here and listen.
Okay, Avinash has not responded, and so...
No, we went on to
Lovey and Rose has not responded. So we are moving on to Jenna. Jenna, you are up.
Okay, Jenna. There's no one in front of you, so you better be here.
Well, she just said she was here a moment ago.
She
So I
did.
know she is. And if she wandered off, I'm throwing her at the bottom of the list for all the asking.
You better shoot with your question.
I'm just teasing you, Jenna. Okay, well, we know you're here, Vanita. We may get to you. We may very well get to you.
Jenna's about to lose her turn.
Jenna. Where are you? Tell us you're here now, Jenna.
Well, she did. Here we go.
Aha! There you are.
Here we
She
go.
was
Thanks,
busy
Jenna.
typing.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but
You know, when you got
Jenna-
those phones, you got to do all that typing. That does take a long time.
I know, Jenna. Sorry. We're getting a little antsy because we're trying to fit everybody in.
You know, it's like when somebody says, how many before me?
Stop it, Mr. O.
It's
Silly
okay.
man.
I like being playful.
We are being playful with you.
I once told a boss that I thought I was a restless spirit. And then a month later at my next evaluation, they said, we don't think you're interested in your job. It was so crazy. Look at Sunman. He's almost fallen asleep over there. You're welcome, Jenna.
So after Jenna is January Girl, Divine You, and Vanita, then Magical Intuition and Flower Love. So we'll see how we do here. We might be able to pull this off.
So this was a general for next month. Okay.
Well, but also she was wondering if that problem will. Did you read the rest of it? And I think
Yeah,
that
I
is
did.
rearing its ugly head here. So there's the Two of Swords reversed. And then we have Justice reversed. But we also have the Strength card upright.
So
And-
what these mean?
Go ahead. I'll let you go.
Well, I think both of these two cards, and we had them both together before, but differently,
think
the Two
we
Swords
have.
of Justice, mean that there is something here about dealing most likely with that situation. Somebody feels you've been unfair, you've made the wrong decision, you're going the wrong way. Somebody feels you may have treated them unfairly, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking you didn't really do anything wrong. You have strength on your side. And the thing is that I believe most people should really be able to look at you and know what your true intentions are because it's all over you. You're not a bad person. So I'm thinking that the problem is really more with the other person's perception. They have a perception that you've been unfair to them. But I do think in general, if this is applied towards the general reading, it looks like you're going to be busy working with maybe some situations where you will feel like maybe some things haven't really rolled the right way for you, and you just got to kind of, hunker down.
Yeah, I think, you're going to be, at your peak strength, during this period. You are a strong individual. You can take this. You may have some recriminations or bad feelings about this, but, like he said, these are perceptions the other people have. And there is still tension. There is still stress. There may be a movement away, like they might be wanting to move away from the, not necessarily a physical move, but I'm meaning, emotionally or with talking to you right now. But you know what? Get over it because frankly, you really have not done anything overly wrong here. Some people are overly sensitive. I made a mistake recently that I regret, and I feel bad about what I did, and I definitely feel at fault, but I was not given a chance to write this. And, I realized too that maybe I blew my chances, so I'm just going to let it go. I mean, sometimes you have to move on and let it go. And that's what I think needs to be done here.
I think you have the tiger by the tail, as they say. To me, there's a chain around the tiger, and it's saying, you got this. It may be that these other folks are having these problems, but they're not your problems, really. So you could kind of just really let them go. You could.
And you might be trying to do the right thing and acting for all the right reasons, but sometimes people see things the way they're going to see things, and it may not, it may not be to your advantage, and that's no wrong on you.
So we're going to pull the Lenormand, Jenna, and see if that gives us any additional information.
Yeah, see, it's coming up again, Jenna. I feel that this is about this, and it seems like there is a lessening of a bond. Something has been fragmented here. Think about the mice, and let's just say, think about them nibbling on a piece of rope, and how it's fraying and it's frayed. That's kind of what I'm feeling here is the bond between the two of you is still fractured a bit and frayed. So I would just say what I think I might have said a little bit previously on this situation is you need to give it more space. You need to let it go for now. This person may mean a lot to you, but you just need to focus your energy and your time on other people and other things.
I think Banshee's right. Let it go for now, because I do think that the ring also tells me that if you're meant to be back together again, it will happen. That the ring tells me if there is truly a bond there, it will resurface. So just let her have her space for now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, if she approaches you, try to pick it up where you can. Don't be overly sweet or nice to you, because I do sort of get the slight impression with what I saw with the other things that she might be the kind of person that wants to make more drama out of it, because some people like to get attention even for being a victim.
Yeah, for all the wrong reasons sometimes people like to get attention.
Exactly.
So hang in there, Jenna. Hang in there. And that's what we have for you. Thanks for waiting. And hey, January girl, you are up, and then Divine You, Vanita, Magic Intuition, and Flower Love.
Now, some of those might end up just being a one-carder, the last one or two,
We'll
maybe.
see.
We'll see.
Perhaps, Jenna, maybe, but you know what? Don't be living your life around that right now. Let it go. If you can free your mind of that right now, I think that, you know, things would be a lot better for you. Well, Pari, I think you're a little too late. I'm sorry. We're like literally almost at the end of our show, and we're going to try to fit in the rest of the people on our list. So thank you for joining us, but I think we can't get to you today. So January girl, where are you?
Lifetime relationship.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry, Pari, but like I said, we have a list, and we have to go through the list, and we're nearly at the end of our 2-hour show, so we're not going to be able to
Try
do
to
it.
come back on Thursday if you can. I put our schedule up there. So we're Eastern Standard Time in the States, so we're
You're
on
welcome,
next
Jenna.
Thursday at 7. Good luck, Jenna. So we have
January girl.
JG's question.
Did you want to do one of your decks or mine?
Yeah, let's do the Crow's Magic.
All right.
And it's been a wild and crazy afternoon with everybody. We do appreciate it.
So I think you're asking, will either want a stable relationship or that you want one with them? So let me see. Well, do we want to do that thing where we do the...
Right.
Yeah, let's do that today and see what we get.
We called for you, Ankita, didn't we, or did we not?
And Kita was not on the list, but we
Well, I
haven't
told
even
you.
gotten to magic intuition yet.
We haven't gotten to Magic Intuition, so
I would have to look at the list to see.
let me do that real quick. Could you shuffle
Yeah,
the
I'm
cards?
going to shuffle.
I mentioned
But I
it,
will
but I guess
throw
she didn't
you
write
in
it
there.
down. We're sorry about that. I did mention to her she's supposed to write it down. Maybe she didn't hear me. We might have been busy. Hold on.
I think I might have thought it was Avinash or something and wasn't thinking. And I already had Avinash on the list.
Okay, they came after Gina said, "Excuse my overexuberance," which was in between the Gina and Kelios.
So that was near the, it was probably after Vanita.
It was after Benita, and I think it was just before Magic Intuition.
Okay.
Is what it looks like. So we think you were before Magic Intuition, as you've told us.
All right. Well, they both have pluses and minuses here, I would say. It's interesting. The fire sign has the King of Cups reversed and Strength reversed. And then the Earth sign has the Ace of Swords and the Knight of Cups reversed. Ace of Swords is upright.
Is that the Earth sign you said?
Yes.
This one is and you knew them longer ago. This one seems to be the dynamic, mostly self-assured one. I think they are interested in a relationship, but they still have some questions in a way.
Yeah, you know what, January girl? I wonder here if either of them are such a stable relationship. I'm not sure at this time that the cards are indicating that, but I think your better chances of establishing one is probably with the Earth sign. The fire sign seems to have some problems controlling their emotions and has some character flaws.
And we don't have door number 3.
But with that strength reverse, that kind of bothers me a little bit. What do you say, Mr.
Strength
O?
reverse sounds like somebody who maybe could not understand real love, and maybe so they have a hard time understanding love versus just sex, or love versus owning somebody, that kind of thing. And with that King of Cups too, that does sort of seem to indicate maybe an emotional thing that's not quite balanced, that
Yeah.
they perceive love differently than some people do, or they're more of a possessive sort, that kind of thing. I see some of that with that one, that fire sign is possibly the more possessive one. The earth one seems to be dynamic and leadership, but maybe still has some questions about a relationship with you, or maybe they're not really sure that they want to be in a bona fide relationship, but they don't mind being dating or something.
Yeah, I think, I'm looking at that Knight of Cups as kind of wishy-washy there in the
Thanks, Jenna.
relationship department. But it sounds to me like they might be a real catch. The Ace of Swords upright, this shows somebody very dynamic, and somebody who seems very logical and very
As a snapshot
balanced
now,
in
right?
comparison to the other.
As a snapshot now, and you're saying really down the road, not right now, it looks like the earth sign is the one that maybe would work out. But having said that, because we are talking about moving down the road, it is possible that the fire signs problems could change. Yes, I think that they could change. I pulled the High Priestess, so I think there's the idea that they just need to know certain things. They need to maybe tap into their own inner thoughts, and maybe they're not really listening to wisdom within themselves. They listen to too many other people. Maybe they're influenced by people who say, oh, this is what you need to do with your relationships, or that kind of thing. You can tell I haven't been baiting in a long, long time. I don't know if people even talk
Well,
like that.
I swear this is very interesting. I got the scythe again, and I got the fish again. But if you will notice this time, the blade of the scythe is facing the fish cards, which means that at some point here,
Somebody's cutting off fish
somebody
heads.
is cutting things down. But what that means to me is maybe they're settling down. Maybe in time they will settle down. Because, the fish can mean, in a way, in a romantic sense, that they're playing the field. There's many fish.
So who do you think this is?
Many fish in the sea. Well,
Because she just said something about the fire sign. That a lot of
money.
their concerns
Oh.
are money. But this could kind of be that too, in a way.
Well, that is abundance and money. That is interesting.
Fish mean abundance and money too. So
I didn't think of this in terms of any one of the two because I'm not pulling one for each of them. But what I am thinking is somebody at some point might be more interested in cutting back and settling down from playing the field. So if one or both of these people are dating multiple people right now, one of them is going to switch over. I'm leaning towards the earth sign, frankly.
Right, and if we're talking about cutting, he's the one with the sword.
That's true. That's true.
I just like to look at things as,
Yeah, me too.
as the literal symbol of what it could mean. And so
Yeah.
I'm just drawing a connection there that I think she's right, that it is down the road. It will definitely be better for this one than this one. Though it is possible that this one could change too. Down
Right.
the road.
Remember, things change. This is a snapshot in time. So that's what we see right now, Jay.
All right, JG.
I hope that helps. And
So-
Divine You are up.
Yeah.
After Divine You and we are now into overtime. So we're going to have to see how many we are able to fit in. So Divine You are up. Vanita and Kita, Magic Intuition. And I think that would end us, except Hari is at the bottom. I can't say for certain we could do you today,
You're welcome.
but we'll see. It is possible somebody else has vanished from the room and we can move forward. We'll see. What do we have?
What is the divine universe hiding from you? When will things come on surface?
Now, what would the Divine Universe hide from Divine Universe?
A parallel universe.
Hey, Gina, take care. Aw, thank you, Gina. You're so sweet.
Ciao.
See you again. See you in the Twitterverse. Alrighty.
Cut it.
So, what is hiding? When will things come to the surface?
6 of coins.
Reversed.
Money. Or the chance for money. Ace of wands reversed.
Wow.
7 of coins upright. Well, something tells me that if you have been neglecting some of your projects, now would be a good time to focus your energy there, that there may actually be something you can pull out. So I think that's what's been hiding from you, is that maybe you're just not seeing where you should put your energies, and you have to think about that.
I'm thinking about this because I'm thinking about the question, what is the divine universe hiding from me? Well, that card reversed is a card of holding back. It's ironic that you get it now, like...
This one?
Yeah, it's not, it's the opposite. So I'm thinking in terms of...
Is it saying you have more to give? You have something to do, which is kind of like what this one means to me too, the 7 of coins. No?
Maybe. It's interesting you said that about more to give, because maybe that what the universe is expect. Maybe there are greater expectations for you. That, the universe wants you to know there are higher expectations for you. And it has to do with you focusing on a particular project or matter that is important to you. And it could be about finances or business or some type of project of some sort. Maybe something that you've had some false starts with.
Right, this project looks like it's had some delays.
Yeah, it seems to me this might be something that you have worked on in the past. And maybe what the universe is trying to tell you is that, that should come to the surface, is that it's time to focus back there. Maybe there's something still there for you.
And the 7 of coins.
Right, that's what I was saying.
So I think what it's hiding is the fact that you've been hiding yourself from accepting this project or this thing that you need to complete, that there's something you've been
There's
kind of
something
putting
in
off.
your past that you need to finish.
I don't know, it's deeply in the past, but it is some sort of unresolved matters. We're going to throw the Lenormand now and see if that gives us any more info.
Oops.
I keep looking for the perfect board to lay these on. So this is experiment number 500.
Well, there's the ship card, which is often about travel or change, but we also have the coffin card. So what does that mean to me? What that means to me is that maybe, it's saying that all your meanderings and all of your wanderings and, you're maybe going back and forth on things is coming to an end. Like maybe what Mr. O has said here, it is time to focus on something. It is time to focus on something you need to finish. Again, maybe with that coffin card, that's reinforcing that.
Right. It may not necessarily be a project that has to be finished, as in brought back to life and completed. It may be just a project that you need to lay to rest. Mm-hmm. Something you need to acknowledge that you are not going to be able to do this. And the universe,
you are going to finish it and do it.
Well, that could be, but what I'm getting is that the universe is saying maybe it is time to move on to something different and let that one go.
Okay. So that's kind of changed a little bit of what you said here.
I guess so, but
well,
it's
I agree
because
with
of
you,
that.
though.
It's because of what the coffin says to me.
Okay.
So,
the coffin has spoken.
I've been coughing all day.
I didn't mean that kind of coffin.
Okay, we got to move on.
We are moving on. Sorry, Divine You. I hope that helped.
I hope that helped too.
Hey, Vanita, are you with us? You are up, Vanita.
If you're still here, we're gonna do 3 cards for you. We will do 3 cards.
And then Ankita, Magic Intuition. Did you put...
I put Vernita's name in.
I thought it was Vanita.
Whoops.
It's Vanita.
Hang on, Ankita.
We'll get to you. You are right after Vanita. You're welcome, Divine You.
And maybe Vernita won't show up again. Let's see.
We'll give Vanita just a few moments, and if she doesn't show, we'll take the next question. What happened? Oh, that was very weird.
What happened?
My screen redid itself. Are we still live?
Looks like it.
Okay. Just want to be sure. That was interesting.
Okay,
I've never had that happen.
Let's move on to Ankita, who has written their question.
Okay.
What are my spirit guides' messages for me related to Abhishek Shukla? No, that's okay, Ankita. That's okay.
Okay, Casey. Enjoyed, as always, your presence here. Thanks
Bye,
for
Kelly-o.
coming.
Peace be with you, my friend.
So, Ankita, we will get your question now because Vanita is not here. So, my deck?
Yeah. And I believe that's Sanjib.
Yeah, Sanjib, I don't know if we can get to you. It's so late. We're into our overtime.
We're actually into overtime, so we're not going to take any more at this point. We're sorry.
We've got one more after this one, and we got to call it a day.
Spirit guides.
Related to Abhishek Shukla. Okay. So the first card we have is the Ten of Cups. Oh, the second card we have is the Moon reversed. And the third card we have is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So the Ten of Cups is a very, very positive card. It's a card of real emotional happiness from within. It seems to me that your spirit guides might be telling you that you feel a lot of happiness and joy, you know, when thinking about or being with this person, if you are with this person. It seems like there's a lot of happiness and joy and real joy from within. And the moon is revealing to me, though, the moon here is reversed, and that means that things are finally coming to the light of day. And it seems to me that it's saying that, you know, don't expect too much right now is what the spirit guides might be thinking. There may be some delays. There may be some slow growth possible, if anything, with this relationship.
I'm getting a slightly different garner on this one here too, because I am wondering if this talks that sometimes the moon talks about deceptions or disguises. That's or mysteries. True. And I'm wondering if a mystery that you will uncover is about your happiness. Like maybe you'll feel that you're happy. Maybe you haven't really realized what your happiness is, and maybe this is what you're going to go through, is realizing there's something about your happiness that you're not quite realizing or that you're still looking for. Like maybe you feel like you've been thinking you were happy, but you really weren't, or you're questioning what is the value of love and happiness in your life. And then with this Ace of Pentacles reversed, it may be signifying to me that I think you are judging or looking at love versus materialness. And that this is really the mystery in your life, the thing that you've been trying to uncover is, what are you? Are you more based on love or the message that you're getting for this person, or is it more based on materialism?
Wow, I do like that. And I think that the Ten of Cups does, you know, if you do take that in consideration with the moon reversed, it is sort of saying you need to figure out for yourself what makes you happy.
are we describing that person, maybe? Is this more about that person, that they are having questions or feeling like they're deceived over whether or not they're in love, or whether they're focusing towards money? Because that's what your initial question was about, was what are the messages about them?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering. I get the feeling that there is just something really questioning with this person right now, and that they're questioning love too, or maybe they're questioning love in a way you're not. Part of it just seems to me that they do sort of feel this love, or that they expect this love, but there's something else here. And
lacking, right, with the ace.
It maybe is that they feel very much a failure or unsuccessful in the material realm, and this bothers them. That it makes them feel that their life isn't complete, or that there's a mystery there they cannot solve. Let's pull a Lenormand.
What the Lenormand has to add to this.
And I know that was a little convoluted. It really didn't come to me very clearly yet.
Yeah, I sense that there is this issue here between emotional satisfaction and a lack of something, because the Ace of Pentacles is a lack. Usually it's financial, but it's also earthly feelings.
Reversed.
Yeah, and it's reversed. Let me see what we get here.
I guess I'm feeling that they love you. I think that they love you, but they're going through something right now, or have been for a while, months.
Well, I don't know if there's any kind of health concerns going on or anything related to that, but I do feel, here is the book. We pulled the book, and then we pulled the tree. And the tree often speaks about health, but it can also speak about like setting down roots. But it's here with the book, and so I wonder if you're going to find out something about their physical or mental well-being.
Well, I'm also wondering too if maybe there's a matter of some kind of journey. It might be a metaphoric journey, something you read about, or journey in your mind, but I do get the feeling like you are getting back together with them. I don't know really when that is. I think it's not very soon. It might be later in the year. And it may be what Banshee says. It may be that there's a health situation that somehow you can help, even if it's not physically present, like maybe just being able to encourage them somehow. I'm wondering about that.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. It seems to me too.
Okay, so it's you yourself. Okay. So that tells me
it's really funny how the cards will pop these things up like that. You didn't necessarily ask about it, but the cards have brought it up. So it might be that you need to explore something right now with your health and well-being and put the focus there. It is possible your spirit guides want to tell you that, and that's why it inserted itself in the reading. This happens sometimes. I can't explain it, but sometimes we'll pull cards and people will say to us, well, I'm going through that right now. And so it just needs to come out.
The book is about finding out things. It's about knowledge. And the tree also has that tree of knowledge aspect. So I'm thinking that this says this is a time for you to go into a little bit of some mysticism, or some more of your own looking at spirit. I don't know if you meditate or if you do any kind of oracle yourself. I think this card is saying the spirit message is to take care of yourself, and then things will eventually flow back once you are better.
Right, because the one thing that has to happen, in any relationship, in my mind, that's going to be successful is that you yourself are right with yourself.
Healthy.
You feel good about yourself. You feel you love yourself, because if you cannot love yourself, you will not be able to project that out to others. So focus on the self first, and all will follow.
I believe that's what it's saying here too. So we wish you a lot of luck with that.
And thank you for joining us. And we're going to move on to magical intuition, if they are actually with us. I haven't heard from you in a while, so I don't know if you're here. Are you here, magical intuition? We will type it in. You could just say yes and let us know, and then type in your question.
I didn't spell intuition correctly.
Intuition.
I was trying to intuit how to spell that and it didn't work.
Well, otherwise we can call it a day. You're very welcome. You're very
Ankita.
welcome. Do check back with us sometime. And that might be it for today. We'll give them another minute. Do you have any announcement to make while we're waiting?
No, I've been talking about what I've dropped on YouTube, and I also dropped my emotional exchanges, which is a week-long forecast that is about love and other types of emotional relationships. So that came down on Friday, so check that out too. But other than that, we will be back here next Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have not heard from Magical Intuition.
No, I think we're done.
So I think
So we're going to call it a day at 4:19, 20 minutes after, and say farewell to everybody till next time. And join us on Thursday night. We look forward to seeing you all again.
Arrivederci and hasta la vista.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.